Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Radio FreakJam, and we're here tonight with the wonderful boys from AWOL, or the Four Non-Johns, or whichever way you want to look at it. Say hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hey.
So,
Hello.
we'll do a quick round the room. Dave, we know you. You've come on the shows a lot. You come down the jam a lot. And you're ex-member of Spider. Anything else you want to add to that?
Yes. No, nothing really.
No? Have I summed it up pretty well?
Pretty much. 10 years of Spider.
10 years of Spider?
10 years, yeah.
10 years and 4 albums, was it?
3 albums.
3 albums. Sorry, I do apologise.
But it's not just my show, it's these guys' show as well.
Well, this is what I'm saying. We're going round the room. Mark, again, needs no introduction. Otherwise known as a pretend pop star for tonight. Again, been on the show, co-hosted with us, sent us silly videos in. And anything you want to add to that, Mark?
Not really. Not really. I think it's about this bloke here.
The bloke we're getting to.
He's the one that people don't know about. Yeah, I know, it's annoying, John. It's the wrong way round, isn't it?
It's totally wrong.
Just point the opposite direction and it's gonna work. Except up and down, that still stays the same.
Like the Partridge Family.
He keeps us all together.
So
here's a story.
Also joining us.
That was the Brady Bunch.
Yes, just
same thing. Same thing.
John, Mr. John
Always
Saville,
typical.
how the devil are you, sir?
Hello, Ian. How are you, sir?
Good, mate. We haven't seen you over the course of the year we've been doing this, so thanks. We have actually seen you, but not in person, because Mark sent some videos in with you singing with Hayden and Ian, and who else was it, Mark?
And Chris.
Chris, that was it.
Yeah. Chris on guitar.
And
that's a whole separate thing.
I think John and myself have been very lucky with guitarists on the other side. We got Chris and Dave, and don't forget Andy McPeak, who might be watching. Hello, Andy.
Good evening to Andy. Haven't seen him in a while either.
Hey, Andy.
So, I mean, we're here to really talk about sort of AWOL, which obviously is the three of you, and obviously a little bit of the history of that, including the Four Non-Johns, which people should know. From obviously, if nowhere else, Boreham Wood, right? Because that was your main stomping ground.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think we had a bit of a wider net than that, but we've been around for a few years now.
How many years is it? Go on.
23 years.
Wow. Almost as old as me.
Nearly. I was just an infant when Four Non-Johns came out.
And that was all born of the Rising Sun Jam night in Sudbury Hill?
It was because I refused to sing a song.
What song was that, John? Let's talk about that.
I ended up having a drink in the crowd for some guy's big night out, Danny's big night out or something like that. And I got called up on stage to do So What, because I was very well known for swearing on stage a lot at the time. And this guy just wanted me to sing So What, but there was kids in the audience. So I said, no. And Mark was pretty much unbuckling his guitar at the time because he was about to walk off stage. But when he said no, he buckled it back up, and I think it was at that point he decided I wasn't as much of a dick as he thought I was.
Because I'll be honest with you, John, my first memory of you is singing So What down at the Rising Sun in Sudbury Hill at the Jam night down there. And you did do it well. I mean, it's the Anti-Nowhere League, wasn't it, originally? And then
it was Anti-Nowhere League. And that, we used to do it with Prime Evil, which was Lenny, Hayden, Dilk on bass, and Mark on second guitar. Because Prime Evil was going for a good 5 years prior to
not this Mark.
Not that
not
Mark.
This Mark.
No.
Another Mark.
Now,
there's more than one of you.
Now every fucking band I'm in has got Mark in it. Jesus Christ.
Or a Dave.
No, it's not. That wouldn't be so bad.
But surely every band you're in has got Dave Evans in, right?
No,
No,
Oh, really? I thought he was in
No.
every band, Dave Evans.
no, not in.
I can't see Dave really coping with the like ridiculous sets that the Thorn on Johns throw out.
He'd have a heart attack.
He would, because we don't care. We will do stuff that we haven't played for 5 or 6 years, or sometimes longer. If we think that at least one member of the band will remember it, that's good enough for us.
I
It will
must
certainly
admit,
show that we haven't played it.
I had a bit of a scare today, lads, because I was surfing through Facebook and a post came up saying musician Dave Evans dies. And obviously, you know, I crapped myself a little bit because I thought it was our good friend Dave Evans, but it wasn't. It was apparently some very talented finger-picking acoustic guitarist from the 60s, also called Dave Evans.
Okay, and not the member of U2.
Not the member of U2, no, not the Edge either. So he gets around a bit, doesn't he, old Dave Evans?
Yeah.
Good old Dave.
So Wispy's in the chat room. He's saying, "So what is a top tune?"
So what is a top tune? I love doing that tune. Yeah, and then we followed it up with Woman, did we not, Mark?
Another, yes,
we
you
have
used to do
done,
that.
yes.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah.
With the Thorn on Johns we don't do So What, but we do Woman, and we also do The Streets of London, which was the A side of So What.
Yes, that's right. Oh wow, man! Back in the Anti-Nowhere League days. That's a long time ago, lads.
Well, I first saw the Anti-Nowhere League in 1981 when they supported the Damned before they'd released anything.
Right.
And it had a big impact on me, that band. They were just such fun. Yeah, great band. But
We've
I think we ought
Pete
to find
Sipper in the
out
chat, lads. By the way,
Pete.
Oh
my God, I love Pete.
How-
Pete.
Hey,
I can't see
How
any of
did
the.
John How did John start singing? That's how I want to know, because that was before the Metal Mode days, or not Metal Mode, Time Evil. Metal Mode's a completely different band.
There was actually something before Primeval, and that was Street
Yes.
Racing. Which, yeah, no, I got into it completely by accident. I wanted a guitar lesson. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to play a guitar. I wanted to be you or Dave. I wanted to be that guy. And I booked the rehearsal room for another hour, and I was going to go down and watch them rehearse. And their singer didn't turn up. And I looked at their set, and I thought, I could probably make some noise to save the room. And I knew about 3 or 4 songs that I'd probably used to sing in the car or the van or whatever. And I sung a couple of songs, and they got some change together to make a phone call because no one had mobiles then. And they sacked their singer and said, "You'll be at the Plough tomorrow night."
just like that.
And I shit myself, basically, because it's surprising that stage in Kenton was only a foot high, but it's surprising how different that pub looks when you're a foot higher than everyone else. Dave, you might not understand that.
That's the first.
Strike one? Is that a strike one, Dave?
That's quite one.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not offended.
No,
not yet. Anyway,
Give it time.
that's strike
Give it
3.
the only day it'll affect him is when my mic don't move up and down anymore, when we've only got one mic. You're going to have to jump.
Yeah.
Or I'll have to
Yeah,
sing on my
jump.
knees, one of the two.
Tim in the chat room saying the first time he heard So What was with John singing it, long before he heard Anti-Nowhere League or Metallica.
That's like Crossroads. I've never heard Crossroads for about 5 years after I started singing it.
So how did you know it then?
I just followed whatever Mark was doing.
That's always a bad thing.
I know, but I was quite close. It was surprisingly how close it was. But yeah, and Roll Away the Stone. We do Roll Away the Stone, and I probably didn't hear the original of that for a good couple of years after. But Mark told me where it was going, and I'll do it.
Fair enough.
Then I heard it, and it was like, oh.
I mean, that's very much a jam night spirit, isn't it, really?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, jam night. Jam nights were great. The Plough and the Rising Sun. It just brought everyone. It brought everyone together. You know, that's how I met that one.
Yeah, that's how I met that one as well. To be honest.
I said, well, yeah, but you know, after all these years, I still love him to pieces. That. You know, I can drive in the UK and the States and I can't get this bit right. Fuck's sake. Oh, jeez.
But it was a jam night, and John getting up and doing different songs. That time when he refused to do So What because there were kids there, it made me realise actually he's thinking about the audience. And the very next day, that was on a Saturday night, the very next jam night, which was on the Tuesday at the Rising Sun, I went up to him and said, do you fancy sorting out a band? And by the end of that jam night, the first lineup of the Four Non-Johns had been sorted, because he said, yes, we got Hayden in on drums. John and Hayden came over, and John and Hayden sort of wanted Steve, who I didn't really know that well. I knew him, but not as a bass player. And then I mentioned about Andy McPeak on the other guitar. And literally, that was the band that ended up being formed. And yeah.
I'm noticing a pattern here, because Andy's quite a small little lad as well, isn't he? He's not the tallest of geezers. Is it a thing for you, Paul, Mark, just to feel a little bit superior against the other guitarists by being taller than them? Is that how this works?
No, I tend to get people on the other side that know more than I do. Very much so. They're the ones. Lefty Pete will tell you. Lefty John will tell you. I told him one time to turn up at a Four Non-Johns gig and watch what's happening, because basically Andy is going to do all the work and make it sound like it needs to sound, and then I'm just going to like twiddle around a bit and take all the credit. And that's pretty much what I do on the AWOL gigs as well. So,
yeah,
Dave does all the work and I sort of take most of the credit. It's great.
Something's got to change here. Something's got to change.
Nah, don't change.
No,
Don't change, man.
It
is what it is because of you and because of Andy. If you took you away from AWOL and Andy away from the Four Non-Johns, it would be fucking awful, really. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, the whole AWOL thing came about later on. I think Dave should tell us how AWOL started, really, because I came in a little bit later and then John came in after that, because we had Paul as the original singer. But Dave should be the one to say how he got AWOL started between him and chatting with Dave at the other jam night.
Well, before we do that, why don't you've sent me a load of tracks over? Let's have a song. I mean, obviously, for a lot of people out there who are listening, probably haven't heard John sing. They know you two. They've heard you play guitars and bits and pieces like that, but probably haven't heard John sing. So we got a load of recordings that you guys sent over that you'd done with Hayden, and it was your son, wasn't it, John, that done this for his course?
Yeah, we turned up. He needed a band at college because he's done a sound engineering course. It wasn't Hayden, actually. It was Drew.
Oh, was it Drew?
Drew on drums.
Okay.
Yeah, Drew on drums. I think Hayden turned up for the first one, but was literally just there for the coffee and the food, really.
Sounds like age.
Yeah. And it was Dave and Mark and Lillian on bass. And we just had a load of fun just putting a load of tracks down.
It was good, wasn't it? It was good fun.
Yeah, it was great. We've done it a couple of times, and yeah, we've cut. Well, hopefully, listen to the recordings, and I think he's done a really good job. It's only a guide vocal. We didn't really get a chance to go in there and put the final vocals in, but it came out all right.
And your son's name is
Jay.
So shout out to Jay there.
A big shout out to Jay, my son.
Did he pass? Is the question.
Distinctions and merits all the way.
That's because you've got a good band to work with, you see.
Well, there is that, and then he finished college, and then COVID came, and all the studios shut down.
Oh shit!
But you know, it's he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right once he gets his foot in the door. He'll be fine.
Hopefully, he's been doing a lot of practicing over lockdown.
Well, he's also a guitarist, so
fantastic.
Yeah, you two watch out.
Yeah, I know.
Dave did say something had to change.
Who's a drummer as well, so Hayden, be careful.
Right, well, let's have a listen to one of these tracks. What do you want to hear first, guys?
My preference, I'm going to go for Get Out of Denver, because I think that the intro of this, Dave, is just brilliant, and it's all the solos and everything on this, Dave, and I just like watching John have a heart attack in the middle of it.
Right, okay. So
I'm going to go get a beer.
Because I originally heard this by Eddie and the Hot Rods in '76, right at the beginning of when the punk thing came about, and they were sort of a pub band, and they did a Live at the Marquee EP, and it was this version of this song, and it's just awesome. So
lots of memories there as well. Right, okay, so this is, well, I think you labelled this as 4 non-AWOL. With a bit of Get Out of Denver. Here we go. And that was Get Out of Denver there by the 4 non-AWOL boys. It works, 4 non-AWOL. I like that. That's maybe an avenue you need to explore in the future.
No.
No, says Dave. No.
It might be
3 non-Daves, and that's how it's going to stay.
3 non-Daves, yeah.
See, a lot of people out there.
It's amazing how many times. Yeah. It's amazing how many times we have to explain the 4 non-Johns because there's 5 members of the band. And they don't get it.
Huh?
So yeah, you've
Yeah.
got
There's-
Sean
there's
saying
a-
this sounds awesome. Wispy says there's a great energy to this. And Joy Morrison, a friend of yours, guys.
John Morrison.
Joy.
If not, welcome, Joy. Joy's a new friend.
Nope.
We've made a new friend
Yeah.
tonight. That's all. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She says, even with As Fast As I Speak and even Sing, I feel like there was a lot of words that were so easy to understand. Wonderful. So she's appreciating your vocal there, John.
Sorry, say that again.
Joy says, even with As Fast As I Speak and even Sing, I feel like there was a lot of words that were so easy to understand. Wonderful.
There's a lot of words in that you have to crowbar in. Not the most trickiest number. Well, it is one of the trickiest numbers we do, especially live with
It's
you
a great
sweating.
number. And it maybe we should slow it down a little bit, a tiny bit.
Nah.
All right. Faster then, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. That
Say no more.
and Tie Your Mother Down as well. It's one of the songs that I've heard for years, but it's only when I tried singing it and you realise how many words are actually in that song, and you think, what the fuck? It's just a shit to sing, but it's so bloody good.
Well, Wispy wants to hear you sing Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Come on, give us a verse. Come on.
I think it's the speed of it and the energy of it that makes it the feel-good number that it is when you're playing it live. Even if most people have never heard it before, but they'll enjoy the song because of what we do. It's basically free bird for singers, isn't it?
Free bird for singers. Hayden says, don't slow it down, slow it up. I think he meant speed it up.
Speed it up. Definitely.
So Hayden's in the chat there as well, guys. You got a few people tuning in to say hi,
Hello,
which is
Hayden.
lovely.
Hayden, how you doing, man? Mwah.
So AWOL, let's talk a bit about AWOL, because obviously that's come out of this sort of the Fawn on John's thing. So Dave, I think this is over to you.
From memory, I used to come down the jam night. Tim got me involved in that, and I met you guys for the first time. Hadn't played for a long time, since 1986. Yeah, just threw the guitar in the corner. Obviously, I taught Dale, but that was pretty much the end of it for me. And then Tim persuaded me to come down the jam night. Came down the jam night, got to know Dave Evans, and he was the one that said, let's get a band together. So I think through Tina, she knew Paul Tompkins, and Chris. I don't know. Chris used to come to the jam night as well.
Yeah, he
I don't
did.
know how
Yeah,
he got. Yeah,
he used to drum with the Hogs.
that's right. Yeah, and I think the Hogs weren't going then, or they were at the end of it, kind of thing, and
Yeah.
he was at a loose end, and we got together, and I don't know how Mark got involved. I think that was just chatting down the jam night.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you and Dave asked me if I was interested in playing along, and I thought I'll give it a go. Yeah.
I was absolutely terrified
Why?
because I'd not been in a band before, and have been in a pub band playing new songs to me, learning new songs was completely different to me. And having performed on big stages in front of big crowds, not being big-headed or anything, but coming from that era, and then going into a pub band, in effect, what I used to call cabaret. Yeah, remember that phrase?
Yeah,
But it's not at all. Once I got to the rehearsal and started learning the songs, and just we all hit it off, and I'll get on with everybody. I just like people, and and musicians especially, and we all hit it off and did our first gig, I believe, at Chris's um, biker gig. Was it that was the first gig?
Was it Drink, Drop and Doss?
He was in I can't remember. It was in that Borehamwood area.
Right.
In any case,
Oh, right.
remember it?
I don't remember the first one, to be honest with you. What I do remember is, I mean, first of all, you've gone from a band that you're the lead guitarist. You had a lead guitarist and a rhythm guitarist.
Yeah.
And now I don't really do that just rhythm thing. I'm happy to share it. And you fell into the role of sharing lead really, really quickly.
Yeah.
And comfortably, and that was great because I had somebody else then, like with Andy, where I could share stuff, and that goes back to when I used to share the stage with Lenny, Lightning Lenny, at the jam night. It's all about sort of sharing and sort of. I don't like being the only guitarist in a band. I was just trying to think of something else that I thought of earlier, and I'll come back to it in a minute, but. Yeah, I mean, we just all got on, and it all worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, Mike likes to turn up and look like he's doing all the work when the other guitarist is doing the work. We've established that already.
I think we just developed as we went on, and obviously Mark's got his still got the blues and Comfortably Numb bits that you do that I've never played, but I had to learn that track, and it's quite a difficult track rhythm wise to learn to play. Lots of intricate chords there, but we learnt them, and I think I developed as a guitarist learning other people's songs, not just Spider songs, which obviously I grew up on, which are basically just rock and roll songs.
I just remember what it was that I was going to say, because you were talking about playing big stages. And you sort of had the 25 years or so in between playing the big stages, and you've gone and headlined like the legendary Reading Festival. There's some various posters on the walls. So Spider have been headlining Reading Festival. The next time that Dave plays Reading was with AWOL at Tylehurst British Legion.
Yeah.
Did you make the most of it, Dave, and go out, "Good evening, Reading"?
I think John did.
No, I came in way after you done Tyler.
I know you
Tyler,
did.
this was my first gig with you.
Yes.
It was, yeah.
I must admit, me and Paul played a little gig in Wembley one night, and I couldn't resist the temptation. It was a duo gig in some little pub just up the road from the stadium, and I couldn't resist the urge to go, "Good evening, Wembley." You know, you've got to do it.
I think by law you have to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a done deal, isn't it?
Yeah, why not?
So Paul left the band. Paul left AWOL to pursue his career in charity work. That's the nice way of putting things.
I think
Well,
he moved away.
Yeah, but he also had another band on the go that was taking up more time as well, I think.
Wasn't that an AC/DC Judas Priest crossover band, wasn't it? Or something like that?
It was Sin City.
I can't remember that.
Sin City, that was
That's
it, yeah.
I decked for them twice.
Good.
I decked for them twice, yeah. Good. Yeah, I had to learn all the AC/DC and Thin Lizzy songs.
That was it, AC/DC and Thin Lizzy, wasn't it? That's right.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, he was doing that, but he had another band happening as well, and he wanted to concentrate on that. So he left. And then along came John.
When you was with them and they mentioned what AC/DC song you was going to sing next, did you play the right one?
I'm glad you brought that up, John, because I actually wrote this down. Highway to Hell.
No.
And Shook Me All Night Long. And I played, was it Highway to Hell? And you sang Shook Me All Night Long? Or was it the other way around?
I told the audience we were going to do the one I was going to sing. And you played the other one.
I played the other one right the way through.
Yeah,
Didn't. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
not the worst
Yeah,
thing that's
Dave,
ever happened,
Dave.
Dave. Not the worst thing that's
Dave.
ever happened.
please
Yes.
bear in mind that once you started playing a song, we play the one that you're playing. Otherwise, it doesn't sound very good. We were aware that you were playing the wrong one.
I thought you might be. Yeah.
This is a band that's done a waltz version of Comfortably Numb.
What, in proper
Yeah, I
3/4
remember that
and
as well.
everything?
I couldn't sing
totally.
it. I had tears rolling down my face because Chris was just which was great for Mark because he had more of a timing to go by. But to sing Comfortably Numb
In 3/4, yeah, I can see that's a
to
problem.
that, and honestly, I had tears, but I didn't want to stop.
It was so funny.
I just
And
tried
Chris
to make it
started
fit.
He had no idea that it was wrong. It just sounded, whatever he had in his head that he was playing, he was quite happy with it. And yeah, it was really, really funny.
Comfortably Numb.
Oh, please tell me there's a recording of this somewhere.
Luckily,
no.
no.
Unfortunately not. No.
Oh, that would have been classic to see.
Been great.
I think my funniest one was actually a Four Non-Johns moment. The Four Non-Johns do Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time. And we hadn't played for 3 years. And we did a charity gig. And somebody shouted out, because it was in Boreham Wood, there's lots of people knew all the songs that we previously done. So someone shouted it out. And Lillian, it was his first gig with us. And we'd been in the studio and gone through a load of songs. But obviously, when you've got an audience shouting out the songs, they're never going to be the ones you rehearsed. And that was one of them. And so Andy starts playing it. John starts singing it, and it gets to a bit where there's a guitar solo in it, and I just hand up this metal guitar solo in the middle of this song, and it's getting near and I'm trying to work out what key he's in because I can't work it out. I'm sort of playing stuff, so I've gone to Lillian, who's on bass, who's playing along with Andy, and I'm mouthing to him, "What key are we in?" And he's gone, "I don't know." And eventually I've got round and Andy's got his head down and he's playing it and he's looked up and I'm saying to Andy, "What key are you in?" And Andy went, "I don't know." So that's the only time that John actually went down to my little pedal board and picked out my kazoo and played a kazoo solo because I just couldn't, I had no idea where the hell it was because even Andy didn't know what key he was playing it in.
You see, Lillian should have known because we used to muck around with it down the jam nights back in the day as well. Do you know what I mean? Lillian should have known where he was with that.
Lillian was the only person that knew what we was doing that night.
You quite often find that with him.
Yeah.
He sent a fee after the gig, my other half, and he said, "I can't believe it's my first gig with this band and I'm the most rehearsed member of the band." Which sort of, it summed it up. But Lillian also, I mean, the guy is a phenomenal talent. He knows every song in the world. He's just never played them yet. Because by the time it gets to where it changes, he knows where it's going. You could get up with him on anything. Him and Ted Cullen are both like that.
Oh, Ted. Well, yeah, I mean, with Frequency, it was Ian that replaced Ted. It was the only person that could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim says it's in B minor, he thinks. And Wispy says kazoo for the win.
Kazoo for the win, yeah. The crowd thought so. They still done all the backing vocals for it.
Fantastic.
And I still believe.
Was it Travis that done that version of it?
It was Travis that
It
done
was.
the version of
Yeah,
it.
it was one of their B-sides, if I do remember rightly.
Yeah.
With all the silly backing vocals and stuff.
Well, we only learnt it it was Woods. I think we had to throw it together for a hen night. And it ended up being the most requested song we've ever done.
Because you had hair
Really?
then as well, didn't you, John? So
I had
I'm hoping you've done all of that.
long hair. Mark and Andy used to grab a handful each and put it in tails.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's got to be done.
Proper job.
Let's have another song. Who's going to choose the next one?
Go on, Dave.
Since you mentioned Tie Your Mother Down.
Yeah,
Tie Your Mother Down.
good
Yeah.
choice.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
good
have a
choice.
bit of that then. All right, so this is again for non-AWOL, because Dave really likes that. With a bit of
Also,
go on.
I think Dave's playing was particularly good on this one.
Oh, there you go.
That's
You
right.
see, Dave, for non-AWOL, it's going to work.
Cheers.
Get your party gown, get your pigtails down, and get your heart beating, baby. I got my timing right, I got my hat on tight. It's gotta be tonight, my little screw babe. Mama says you don't, Daddy says you won't, and I'm boiling up inside. There's no way I'm gonna lose out this time. No, no. Tie your mother down, lock your daddy outdoors. I don't need him nosing around. Tie your mother down, give me all your love tonight. You're such a dirty louse, go get out of my house. That's all I ever get from here. Oh, family ties, in fact, I don't ever think I've ever heard a single little civil war from those guys. I don't give a lot if I'm gonna make out all night. I got a sweet right hand, so put a stop to all that snitching and grossing inside. Tie your mother down, take your little brother swimming with a brick. That's alright. Tie your mother down, or you ain't no friend of mine. Ain't no friend of mine. Your mama and your daddy gonna plague me till I die. I can't understand it, I'm just a peace-loving guy. Tie your mother down, get that big daddy outdoors. Tie your mother down, give me all your love tonight. All your love tonight.
And that was Tie Your Mother Down there by Fawn on AWOL. Sorry, Dave.
No, I'll just send him Pete a message.
Ah, well, secret messages with Pete, eh?
Well, yeah. I sent him a message ages ago.
He's in America. It takes a while to get there.
I know. I got this.
Oh, go on. Back the other way. To your left. There you go. What's that, Dave?
That is the second album in tape form.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. the producer, Chris Tangerie, he passed away a
Right.
couple of years ago, and his wife sent them to Brian. And sorry, guys, I had an
No,
opportunity. His wife sent them to Brian, and Brian sent them to me. So I've now got the album, and I want to digitise them. So when it's
Ooh.
safe to do so, I want to go to a studio, and I thought Pete might know someone in Britain that can do that because I know he used to work in the studio.
He used to work for Sony. Indeed, he did.
Yes.
At Sony's
Okay.
Wouldn't it be
flagship
more
studio.
fun for us all to just go and see Pete?
There is
Well.
that.
Take the tape with me. Yeah.
Although I think it carries a £5,000 fine at the moment, John. So probably not our best idea. So, John,
case.
you know, I've been talking to the other two reprobates here a lot over lockdown. They've done shows.
They are the important ones.
What's lockdown been like for you, man? What's been going on? You been up to anything?
I own my own workshop. I've been lucky enough to continue working. So through the lockdown, I could just go to work, shut the doors, and ignore everyone and get on with some stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
But what
'Cause
about the
I got my
extra
own-
time at the weekends? You been doing anything with them?
No, I haven't worked a Saturday for over a year. It's been lovely.
Mm.
I know. My boss is wonderful.
Self-employment is a good thing. Josh is in the
That's
chat room
great.
there, Dave, saying he can digitise it for you.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right.
You know, this is Josh. We know he's good at what he does.
Well, I should be bringing them with me when we do our rehearsal.
Fantastic. Looks like you got a job on, Josh.
Oh, is that where we're rehearsing?
Josh's rehearsal studio, in a couple of weeks we should be there, I've just
Right.
mention. I've just had a text from a friend of mine, Yanni, who was the drummer in my first band that Drew remembers.
Is
and
that Yanni from
Lightning Lenny
Austria?
Will. No, Greek.
Greek, sorry, yes.
It will be the same Yanni you're talking about, yes. Yeah, he came down to West Drayton and played a couple of songs as well. And you actually, we did a rehearsal with you.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, with Steph, didn't we?
That's right.
He's listening at the moment because his first band that he was in was called Gypsy after the Spider song or album or whatever it was. And he was part of one of the crews that used to follow like Spider around. And his band actually supported Spider. I think it was at the Abbey near Hanger Lane.
Oh,
many
wow.
moons ago, and he's watching in Athens at the moment. So,
How you doing, Yanni? Good to see. Well, not
Yanni.
we can't see you, but you know, good to know you're watching.
Hi, Yanni.
Do you remember that, Dave?
and I'll probably
Do I?
Do you remember gigging in Hanger Lane?
No.
I'm probably gonna get a message any second now, and it'll tell me where it was exactly. I'll let you know when it comes through.
But that'll be a reminder then. We did play a lot of gigs.
You did. A lot of
Thousands,
gigs.
thousands of gigs.
In your pink van and your red spandex and your cups of tea.
Oh, Ian, come on.
And your Marshall stack and your blonde wig.
Marshall Jack.
So, John, I mean, you know, what else is happening with you? I mean, have you got much else going on? I mean, it's obviously weird times. Is the workshop still prospering and, you know, you're making ends meet and everything's good like that?
Yeah. The MOTs are good. The sun's popped its head out, so the bike work has started picking up again. So, yeah, I've been lucky enough not to struggle too much. Yeah.
And any sort of plans? Obviously now we're sort of allegedly relaxing all this lockdown rubbish. What's the plans? What's what you're going to be doing?
Oh God, I want to go out with these guys again. I can't wait to get back out and just see Dave. Dave, I miss you, man. And Mark, I just miss everyone. I just can't wait to get out. I miss it. I really miss it. I miss it bad.
So any gigs on the horizon?
Huh?
Any gigs on the horizon?
We have one gig booked.
Ooh.
On 17th of July, I believe.
Cool.
I think we're at the Hot Holes in Enfield.
Yeah.
And that's with AWOL.
That is with AWOL. Yeah. There's a good crowd in there. It's a good pub.
It's a good pub. It's a great gig, isn't it?
Yeah. There's really good vibe in there.
So obviously that's what the rehearsal at Josh's studio is for.
Yes.
Well, that and to try and remember everything. Yeah. And because these guys love to have me need a defibrillator on stage for singing all these sorry, I'm not going to swear.
You can, it's fine. It's not for kids.
It's after the watershed. They want me to do, what is it you want me to do?
It's the end of the world as you know it.
Bloody hell.
What have I done to you? Why?
We'll see, John. We'll see.
Oh yeah, let's do Get Out of Denver. John will piss it. No, it's fine.
Because that's like
yeah. I think they've got a bet on which one's going to kill me.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, that's going to sound great. I mean, again, think you can get a version of Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious together? I mean, that would be quite interesting.
For you? Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Right.
Okay, we'll do it.
Send video. Oggy wants to know where your garage is, John.
New Barnet in Hertfordshire.
I think Oggy might be looking for an MOT by the looks of it. He said, MOT, where's your garage, John? You looking for
car or motorcycle? Whatever you want, sir.
It could be any type of... It could be anyone and any type of car with Oggy. Let's just be honest with this,
Yeah. Classes 1, 2 and 4. Anything else, then no.
There you go. Does that help, Oggy? What's the name of the garage? Let's give it a shout out.
John's Motorcycle Service. Something original,
John's Motorcycle Service, but you do cars.
Yeah, but I do cars as well, yeah.
Fair enough. There you go. John's Motorcycle in New Barnet, Hertfordshire.
Yes.
Fantastic. So let's have another song. I think it's your turn to choose, isn't it, John?
Oh, have you got... Is Can't Get Enough on there? Or is it not on there?
No, it's not.
Oh, bugger, we missed that one because these two do the greatest harmonised solo on it. Damn, we should have sent that one. What else we got on there?
We've got All or Nothing. We've got Automobile.
Let's do Automobile because
Automobile.
It's proof that I got it right.
Is this another one that's a really fast song for you to sing?
No, it's just normally I really screw up the intro on it, but I think I got it right on this, and it's just living proof that sometimes I get it right.
Awesome. So this is Fawn on AWOL with Automobile. Enjoy.
Take for you to lay on top on down.
Automobile, you definitely got that one right, John.
Yeah.
That's good. Good enough.
Sound-
What's the other one I
good.
get wrong, Dave?
I don't think you get anything wrong. I do that.
No, I do. There was one I used to struggle with. Oh, it was a Cars one, wasn't it?
It was the Cars
Oh.
one, yeah. I always used to look at you, John.
I know that's the
Smile
burning
at
I
you.
could feel in the back of my head, man. It's like,
That's the one, yeah. I was waiting for you to mess up, and you did a few times, but you started to get it right. Damn.
I got it right. I know. Then you was bored.
Yeah.
Did I just see an admission, Dave, in the chat room there that you didn't really actually want to talk about that tape, but you've just
I
blurted
didn't.
it out live on air?
Exactly. Yeah. 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 It's not a good thing, but there you go. I'm going to do it in any case. I'm going to do it.
Done now. It's done now. It's a done deal. You got to do it. So
I've got the tapes, so I can do what I want.
Just for Claire, unfortunately, we didn't record Little Blue Planet with this lineup. But,
No, but
there
it's
is
a good song.
it's a great song.
did-
It's got fond memories of that song for me.
I did a version and put with John. This is one of the first things I gave to you
Yes,
on week 4 or 5, I think.
a live.
There is a
didn't
version
we?
of it.
Hang about. Go on. You continue talking. Chat away amongst yourselves. I'm going to press buttons for a second.
That's with
Well,
Chris. Hayden and Chris.
Sorry,
That was with Hayden
what
and
did
Chris.
you say? Yes, it was with Hayden and Chris and Lillian. And yeah, we recorded a session the first time we got in a studio after the first lockdown, wasn't it? It was a brief time that we had sort of available, so we got in a studio and recorded a few songs.
I'm sure I've seen you
yeah.
guys play that on
Yeah.
the show. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
song. I've played it with you once, I think.
I think we've done it.
Could
I
have
think we've
done,
done
could have done.
I've found it.
Oh, brilliant.
I've got it. So we can have.
Okay.
Should we play it now? Should we just go
Go
for
for
it? Just be reckless
go on.
and sort of.
Oh,
not
this is
stick
for
to-
my mate. Look, I'm looking at it. This is for my mate Rob. Yeah, my mate Rob loves this song. He even
love this song as well.
downloaded the album when he heard us do it for the first time.
And we've also got
Well,
Bob
there's a-
Star Hilton. Shout out to John Non-John, biggest fan.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a friend of mine, Paul, who I used to play some gigs near around his way with Kevin, his mate Kevin, and this Paul loved the song that much. It was his first song for his first dance at his wedding. Was Little Blue Planet by the Surfing Brides. So the Surfing Brides were the original. It's on a band called Sparky's Dinner. On an album called Sparky's Dinner by the Surfing Brides.
And
if anyone
was it
wants
Little Drew, your
I'm gonna
friend,
shut
that
up
was
Little
involved?
Drew Campbell, yeah.
Yeah, and he was the bass player for the
He was
Surfing
known as-
Brides.
Yep.
And he used to play
He
down the jams
was-
as well.
Yes. And he also was in a band called Emotional Rescue, which Adrian was the singer of
That's right.
back then. And also the other band member of Emotional Rescue a lot of the time was Neil Cowley, who ended up playing on Adele's albums and Gabrielle and Stereophonics and all sorts.
That's right.
Yeah, probably the best musician I've ever played with. He's Neil Cowley, which is weird for me. I'm saying it about a bloody piano player or keyboard player, and it's just
That's kind of contra to your normal views, isn't it, Mark?
it's sort of wrong, but the guy is so ridiculously good, and he's a lovely, lovely guy as well.
He's got a new album out, I do believe.
Anyway, he has. He's got a new album out and available on vinyl as well, and he's doing some gigs. He's got some gigs up in Islington that he's doing. Yeah,
Go check out Neil's
worth
new album.
checking out.
Until that time, let's have a little bit of this. So this is Little Blue Planet. This is John and Mark and Hayden and Ian and Chris, I do believe.
Yes.
This was between lockdown 1 and 2, wasn't it? Or 2 and 3?
No, I think it was between 1 and 2.
Right.
And also, this is the first time Chris had ever heard the song. and ended up playing the solo at the end because he'd never actually heard it before, and we just did a version of it and just said, "Oh, you'll get the hang of it by the end." So,
True jam night spirit. That's what we want.
Yeah,
Right, this is Little Blue
absolutely.
Planet then.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, won't you guide me to the nearest bar and get me loaded till I don't have to feel like this.
Gonna make a wish upon a dying star. I sometimes wonder just why we are. So get me loaded till I don't have to feel like this. I'm on a little blue planet. Sometimes I wonder why I'm on it. And when you're walking on your own, and when you leave, you're all alone. Sabine was singing about a fallen star. Tonight I wonder, being just where you are, on a road to somewhere, nowhere, anywhere, I don't know. I'm on a little blue planet. Sometimes I wonder why I'm on it. And when you're walking on your own, and when you leave, you're all alone. I guess I can. I'm on a little blue planet. Sometimes I wonder why I'm on it. And when you're walking on your own, and when you leave, you're all alone. sometimes I wonder why I'm on it. Oh, when you're walking on your own, and when you leave, you're all alone. I guess.
Absolutely fantastic track. Very nice, gentlemen. Oh, I miss it. I miss it so much.
But you
No,
can
Oi,
tell
Dave,
we were
see how
having
fat
a
I got?
ball.
Cheers, by the way.
Dave, do you see how fat I got?
You haven't got fat, John. No fat than the rest of us, mate. It's
I am.
lockdown. That's what it's
No,
about.
fat.
If you
No
haven't got
matter
out-
where I am on stage now, someone's going to be standing next to me.
I don't know about you guys, but I mean, you know, the whole thing was fantastic, and it's an excellently written song. But I just find myself drawn to watching Ian and Hayden. And the passion and the enthusiasm they both play with. I mean, you know, I've told them both before, I don't want to blow smoke up their asses, but, you know, they are probably the best rhythm section I've ever had the pleasure of playing with live on stage. And they just, you want to watch them, especially Hayden. He's just so enthusiastic about everything he's doing.
One of the things that Hayden got off of Drew, I mean, love Drew, but the teacher has definitely been surpassed by the student here, because Drew is very inventive, and when he's playing, and he'll change tempos and he'll do things. It's hilarious when Drew depths for AWOL, because we know he's going to change something halfway through a song just to try and put Dangerous Dave off. Yeah, because we know it's going to happen. But with Hayden, he does things so effortlessly, and when he's got Lillian next to him, who's going to follow him, and you find yourself as a band thinking, where the fuck's it going to go? And it's quite exciting being in a band with two people that can change like that. And I don't think Dave over there, that one, has had the joy of playing with Lillian and Hayden as often as we have.
Yeah.
And Ian, both yourself and I were there when they first met and they first played.
Making me taller.
Yes.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, we
I
were
wanted
both
to see if
when
it'd fall off.
they first played together, and amazing moment in rock history, I do feel, Mark.
Yes, made because I asked you to get the two of them together. When you get Hayden up, make sure that Lillian's sort of with him, and you, like, thankfully, and I'm very grateful for the fact you sort of went, okay, I'll do that then. And I think we've all reaped the rewards of that one.
Oh, totally. And I'm just honoured that it could have been at my jam night. It was fantastic. Hayden says he feels touched and honoured. We'll touch you later, darling. Rob Clare 100 says, had the phone on John's at my wedding reception and they took the roof off the place. That was a bit of a nasty thing to do, boys. Do you know what I mean? You could have left the venue intact.
Well, I've done worse than Primeval. But no, we did. And Tesco's were in the next room, and they ended up in Rob and Claire's wedding because we were better than the DJ. So it was a great night.
Pete's in there saying Hayden and Ian are as tight as a gnat's chuff. They certainly are from the point of view of playing.
Yeah,
yes,
true.
Gentlemen, it's 10:05 already, and I just want to sort of say, especially with you, John, thanks for taking some time out and coming and having a chat with us tonight. It's good to have a fresh face, and hopefully you'll come and join us again some point in time in the future.
I will. I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the jam nights to start up again, and I can clink this with yours, and we'll have a proper drink, man.
Yeah.
Chink.
Yeah.
That'll have to do for now. Mark's on the cola. Mark doesn't drink cola at home unless he's out. That's it. And he only drinks Coke, but he's out tonight because it's out.
Yeah,
He's out.
the last time I had a can of Coke was the last time we did this.
You rebel.
Hayden got that right. Look, Hayden. Yeah, we did worse. The White Lion in Edgware. Yeah, we. I think we broke that. We actually broke a pub.
See you later, Pete. Sadly,
Really
Pete must be away. He says big love to all. Great to see you all again, Ian, Mark, Dave, and John.
Love you, Pete.
We'll catch up with you soon. We are going to try and get Pete back on the show. Him and his soggy bottom to sit and co-host with us one Thursday. So yeah, we miss Pete.
The funniest story that you've had on a Freak Jam was his
by
story
far.
of. And I'd like to know what one it was. Was it one that I did that he came on and did it? But it was.
Yeah. It was. I saw that one.
Yeah. And of course, I knew all the places in Acton that he was like caught short in. And yeah. It was just so brilliantly described. It was just the funniest thing. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we need to get Pete back on and tell more stories like that. He's a great raconteur from that point of view. Just remind you guys. Go on.
I was going to say, I just sort of tell people he had a dodgy curry the night before, and he went to work the following day and got halfway to work and then discovered that his stomach wasn't quite right. And the story unfolds from there. Just in case, I realised that I didn't give any backstory on that. So we're just laughing amongst ourselves as something that we've heard ages ago, and no one knows what we're talking about.
I think didn't he do a song called "Soggy Bottom Blues" as well, if I do remember rightly, which was about a very similar subject. So guys, just want to remind you, we got the Jam Night on Thursday. We got Graham Nash from Daft sitting in the co-host seat this week, which is going to be a lot of fun. Catch up with him, and then we've got
Graham Nash used to come down to the Rising Sun Jam at like Sudbury when we did it.
Yeah.
And that was where him and his mates used to come down. And he said to me that, like, we sort of were a bit of an inspiration. So great that he did that. And he ended up he's now running his own business, like, with the band.
Yeah.
And it's been his living. So the fact that we had even a tiny little bit to do with that years ago is great.
It is actually, fantastic. I do feel for Graham actually over this time because obviously he was running the agency and obviously he's with the band as well. And obviously with music off, business has been off. So, feel for him over this time. But we're going to catch up with him. We're going to sit down. He has sent us a couple of videos and popped on the show before, and he's popped into a couple of our Zooms and stuff like that. Which reminds me, we'll have a Zoom on Saturday. We'll just have a Freak Jam in. We'll open the doors. You can come and sit and bring your own booze and sit and have a chat with us. That'll be fun. Next Monday, we've got to meet the freaks coming up. Who have I got the next? I don't think I've got anyone booked in next week. We'll sort someone out. It's fine. It's all good. We'll do something fun or we'll play some music. And if you do want to do it again, come do it again. Yeah, I'm sure we can. Between us, we could do loads of shows like this. And if you do want to support the show, please, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Radio FreakJam. Sorry, Mark and John there, putting that over your face. Buymeacoffee.com/Radio FreakJam, and just help support the show. So, guys, what is in the future for you mob? You've got a gig booked, you've got rehearsal booked. That's a good start, but any sort of plans for where we go from there?
I think if I do End of the World as we know it, I'll probably retire.
I'm hoping that all this sort of returns to normal enough for next year so we can go back to Sweden and do some gigs over there and just get back to gigging here. And I'm hoping there'll be enough places still around that are going to open up and do gigs. Yeah, I just want to get back out gigging there every now and then.
Any particular venue you definitely want to get back to?
Well, I enjoy playing Bumbles, and also the one that we're going back to in Edgware, in Enfield. But also, we started, as Fawn on Johns, we started playing down the General Elliot. And although we did have an issue with the volume, I think we've managed to get around that, but the audience are just brilliant down the General Elliot in Uxbridge. They just worked with the Four Non-Johns, because the other philosophy that we had as a Four Non-Johns, when we got the band originally together, it was we want to entertain the missus, because we're easy to get out into a pub. But if we can entertain the missus as well, then it's easier for you to go out if she'll go with you.
Yeah.
So we will do, we'd do Guns N' Roses, but then we'd follow that up with the Osmonds. And then we did the Damned, and Britney Spears, and Duran Duran.
You ain't got a clue what we do, have you?
No,
It's been a year.
you come out.
It's all right, nor have I.
But that's the fun bit. When you go in pubs and they
Yeah,
start
you
shouting out stuff, if every now and then you can do something that they shout out, then it sort of inspires more shouting out. And the pub in Uxbridge was a good one for us, because they shouted out the stuff we knew.
Always useful when you've got an audience doing that.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
Phil's just reminded me as well, we've got the secret songwriter going on, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got 4 secret songwriters who have submitted me songs. We're now looking for performers to come on and play an interpretation of that song based on just the lyrics and the chords. No recording, no idea. You just get the lyrics and the chords. So I'm looking for 4 performers for a Monday night show to come and join us. So I will send you some lyrics and some chords, and then you've got to work out how the song sounds from there. No tempo, no idea of how it should sound. You've got to work it out for yourself. We're going to do that as a live Monday show. That's the secret songwriter. So if you want to come and perform on that, there is a post on the FreakJam group. Go and check that out, and drop me a comment and let me know you want to be involved, and we'll get you sorted on that as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and it's always nice to take a walk up the old roads.
Yeah.
It's been good fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yes. It's good to see you, little bloke up there.
You really have missed him, haven't you, John?
Is that the bloke up there?
I've really missed him. Look, I can make him bigger. Look. No, I've got to go that way. Look, watch. I'll lift.
Where are you grabbing to do that is the question.
I don't know, but can he sing higher? I think he can.
He had a smile on his face, that's all I'm going to tell you.
There you go. When I
So
make
got
him talk, that's when it's scary.
So have you guys got websites or anything like that? Is there a Fon on John's website or an AWOL website? Can people find you anywhere online?
Yeah, there's a Fon on John's website. I think it's been dormant since about 2001, though.
The last gigs were like 2004.
Guys, you've got to get in with the digital age, especially at the moment. Obviously, everyone's online.
Yeah,
You should
we're
have
all
AWOL
old fart.
Facebook pages and Fon on John Facebook pages and all that sort of funky stuff.
Yeah, but
Dave,
that's
get on it.
if you want to go somewhere, then fine. But we're already there. We don't really need to go anywhere else.
Bad enough getting to the gigs. God, blimey.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about why John can't do it on Facebook, but apparently that's something we're not allowed to talk about.
No, I just don't like that. I just don't do Facebook.
No, do you know what? I was very much like that, and I caved January 2020 because I was going self-employed, and it was a good platform for drumming up a bit of business from friends and stuff like that. And then COVID, and then Radio FreakJam, and then it's been nothing but a boon. Oh, mate! Again, of the decisions I've made, starting a business 2 months before lockdown, probably not the best one. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, and before we go, big shout out to hopefully Gary's getting better. Mr. Over-enthusiastic Gary. Because he's had his 2 operations now. He's now in a neck brace and all sorts, Mr. Gary Reese.
Oh, bless him.
So get well soon, matey.
Yes, get well soon, Gaz. We'll see you soon. So, guys, what would you like to play out on?
Go on, I'll let you two show off. Go on, whatever you want.
I would go Keep Your Hands to Yourself, personally.
Yeah, that's a jam like classic as well. That's good.
Yeah, I would have gone Black Magic Woman, but yeah. Oh.
Well, then we'll leave it up to Ian.
I'm going to go with Keep Your Hands to Yourself, just because it is a Jam Night classic. It's one we play
It
down
is.
the Jam live a lot. So I think we'll go with that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been
Ian,
a lot of fun.
thank you.
It's been great to catch up with you, John, as well.
Yeah.
So
Do it again.
We'll seeing you guys soon.
We'll see you guys. Remember, see you Thursday. We'll
Yeah.
see you Saturday. I'll probably
See
do a
you.
lunchtime live Wednesday as well if everyone's around. I'll
Week on
probably try and do that.
Wednesday.
A week tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
Yeah.
it's on a Wednesday.
Yeah, 14th.
Yeah, which is a
14th.
week tomorrow. No, it's not.
No, it's
It's a
not.
week Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Monday today.
I'm going to do bank holiday tomorrow.
All right, then.
Say
it still
goodbye,
wouldn't work.
chaps.
Goodbye,
Bye,
chaps.
everyone.
Goodbye,
So-
chaps.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you soon. Take
Thanks for
care.
watching.
Bye-bye.
I got a little change in my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, I'll call you on the telephone, baby. Give you a ring. But each time we talk, I get the same old thing. Always no hugging, no kissing until I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said no giving no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Baby, 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 why you wrong treat me this way? You know I'm still your lover boy. I still feel the same way. That's when she told me the story about free milk and a cow. She said no hugging, no kissing until I get a wedding vow. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said no giving no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Go, man, go! Hold it now. See, I wanted her real bad, and I was about to give in. But that's when she started talking about true love, started talking about sins. Honey, I'll be with you for the rest of my life. She said, no hugging, no kissing until you make me your wife. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, no giving no lines and keep your hands to yourself.